It is only, I don't know, 1 a.m. Is it 1? Oh my God. And we're going to have to start putting them up for sale like right after this video. Hope for anything that's an 85 is best. That's the break point where I'm going to make my money. Anything that's an 80, it's not going to be good, especially on the later figures of like Jedi and Empire. And to be honest with you, these were the last assortment of figures that I was going to submit. So I'm not expecting... Oh my God, I forgot how heavy this thing is. I am not expecting 85s. But some of these figures... Oh my God. I literally underestimated how heavy this is. Peanuts about to be everywhere. Look at that. Oh. It's a nice little cocoon there of AFA greatness. And I like opening up the loose figure ones because I'm not as nervous. Because A, they're not for my collection, and B, the bubble cracks I might miss, condition of the card, it's all for sale. So I'm like, okay, not as deeply worried. So let us see whatever I get. That being said, I'll be screaming in 5 minutes, most likely. R2-D2, original, 75 plus. Honestly, any R2-D2 is incredibly difficult to get that 85 on. So a 75 plus is not the end of the world, but I mean, it's that sticker. That's what it really comes down to. Chrome, the blue paint, you can get that in nice shape. And look at this one. You see my reflection on the actual dome. I mean, it's beautiful. But they just found enough issues in it to get that 75 plus. And it's probably like a $100 figure. 110. Chief Chirpa, Jedi figure. We got a 85. Excellent. So, Dark Stripes. This should be the... No, it's a marked version versus the Lee Lady no markings. Copyright of origin. COO. About 100, 110. Maybe a little bit more. Got the 85. Which for Chief Chirpa is not as easy as you think it would be. He gets a lot of paint wearing his thumbs, his fingers, and his toes. Ugnaught, not an easy one to get graded. I usually hold off on submitting Ugnaughts because the hair paint is a difficult issue. But again, how many fabrics are coming off the back tie of the knot on his outfit? You'll not get the 85, but I got the 85. Oh my God. So he's difficult, as I said, to get a good grade on. And the paint application on the hands was never the strongest for him. So I'm going to guess about 135, 125. Another R2-D2. This is a sensor scope. 80 plus. So we couldn't make that connection to that 85, but I would still say this would be a $100, $110 figure. So I'm happy with that. As I said, anything that's 85, I should be ecstatic over. It's just, I'm not going to expect it for this box, but it is what it is. Chewbacca. Haven't looked at the grades, as you guys can guess. He's easy to get the 85 on, but like IG-88, the bandolier gets a little more wear, the little nose, the little teeth wear, it all adds up. He got a 85, so that's about 135. Lobot, same thing with the Ugnaught. His hand paint deco is like rushed. It can be a mess down there. So I usually get the 80 plus on him. 75. Oh. So that's not worth anything technically. It looks like the 75 grade would be based upon that they found a color discrepancy between the torso and the legs due to degradation of the plastic. And I do my best to make sure that doesn't happen, but I guess maybe it was the sleeves, but usually can find this issue with the Leia poncho. It could be right off the card, flawless. But if that torso pink is not the same color as the legs, you'll always get a 75. Leia Bausch is like that. Luke Bespin's like that. I mailed in Luke Bespin flawless, and then I got 75 because of the same thing. 3PO, not a figure to get an 85 easily with. I am happy with 80s and 80 pluses. 80. So about 125. Oh, wait. No! That's the Japan one. So this is a alternate head, and it literally was flawless. I don't know how it got the 80. I had the bubble, the backer card that it fell out of. Never played with. You can see the joints are absolutely flawlessly mint. My excitement of this opening has dwindled heavily. Death Star Droid, I just submitted it for the snot of it. There's no way I'm going to get a high grade. Okay, obviously I'm in Wonderland at this point. So it says 85 plus. So the one I thought would get the 85 plus did not, and the one I thought would get a 75 got an 85. And I haven't looked at these figures for months, and I'm not inspecting them right now, so I'm just going off of like vague memory of what I submitted. So I could look at that figure later and be like, ah, I see. IG-88, again, not as easy to get a good grade on as you would think. 85, I'm happy. That's about 135. The Death Star Droid, going back to that one, 85 plus might be about 400. Jawa gets the 85 straight, I'll get 200. If it gets the 80, it's about 145. 85, dark brown stitch. Yeah, last time I submitted one of those, I got a black stitch, which I am not an expert on all the variants of Jawas and vintage Star Wars perfectly, of all the copyright origins, where they're placing the legs, you know. But I had never heard of a black stitch. That shocked me. 3PO, original, 80 plus, so about 120, 100. You know, and that's what I expected, to be honest with you. North 3PO, I just made a whole pile in. And again, this is after going through hundreds of figures. I just don't send in stuff at random. I literally choose the best stuff, make sure they're all clean and nice shape, put them away for like a week or two, and then come back and look at them again, which I do catch issues, which saves me money and, you know, low grades. 85, excellent. So that might be 165, did I say last time? It's swirling in my head. Oh my God, there's just so many of them. We have another one, 80 plus. With armies of C-3PO. I will rule this world. With Chief Chirpa at my side as my personal lover. 85, excellent. So Jedi figures like that are more easy to get the 85 on, so they don't command a big price. 85 is around $120 mark, maybe a tad higher, but no one gets super excited on those because the quality control also got much better at that point, and there's just more of them on mint cards that were opened up. Luke Bespin. If I get an 85, it's going to be like $250 figure. 80, 175. The 80 plus, as we discussed, no one gets excited. 80 plus. So maybe two, but about 150. And that's how it is. I mean, I can look at these all day long, and I can't discern between an 80 plus and 85, to be honest. But then again, I could be blind. Bosk. Same with what I said previously about the two-tone plastic of the torso and the legs. Bosk has that very confidently, very often. So we have a 80 plus, and there was no discrepancy with that. Because if it does have it, it has a 75. Remember how mint the paint is. Wow. 80. Still boo-hooing, to be honest with you, about the Japan version. That one is just... it's in the back of my mind every time I speak. 80 plus. So, I mean, that's just how it is. Well, I'm not doing this as proper as I should. Okay, we got a brown-haired Luke Bespin, which is a bit better if it gets a better grade. 75. Oh, I got squashed on that one. And the figure is just absolutely fantastic. Just, but I guess I had the two-tone on it, so that's how that cookie crumbles. Another Luke Bespin. Let us pray to the toy gods of the ancient third world. I got the 85. I guess my prayers were answered. So that's about $250. I think that's great. Yeah, if you didn't know, the history books have been purged, and you guys should have learned about the toy history of all the realms. It's just so sad they don't teach that in high school anymore. Luke, my God, so late night. Luke, everyone's Luke. Lando, no teeth, 80 plus. A difficult figure. He does not command much money loose at all. Like, I get it to an extent, but it has a final cape. The gun's common, but he gets the hair worn pretty easy and the hands worn pretty easy. He's not easy to get in clean shape. Tusken Raiders are always a bane, and we're at a 80 plus. So 80 plus Tusken's about 125, 135. Oh boy, there's your PO. 85, excellent. So I'm slowly clawing back against the bad grades, and it's evening out. You don't get all 85s, obviously. It just doesn't happen. Bib Fortuna, 85 plus. 85 plus, I don't still think will guarantee a huge increase. They want the 90. That's just how it is. Han, original, about 250 for 85. He is not easy to get graded at an 85. Let's put it that way. 85. Excellent. So we are crawling, clawing, and slowly on my belly, coming back to like, hey, it's working out okay, except for the Japan one. 80. So that's about 125. It's got to be an 80. 80 plus. But it all adds up, and that's just how it is. What do you guys think? 80. Like I said, I figured most of these would fall in the 80 realm. And that's just, it is what it is. 80 plus. So about 120, 125 each of those Landos. Oh my God, it's like the CPOs are everywhere. 80. Not getting a break on those Landos. And again, his torso gets faded pretty easy too. So if you don't catch that, even just a portion of his torso is faded, like towards the belt area, you're not going to do well. Leia, very difficult to get a grade on. That's solid. And I haven't looked at it yet. An 85 would probably be around $300. An 80 plus, maybe 225. And same with an 80. Oh, wow. I got the 85. Yeah, my own 12-back version, I call it the Italian Leia. She's got these big, bushy eyebrows. Every time I stare at them, I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I got to replace that. I like the softer eyebrows. Leia Hoth, not easy to get a good grade on. And every time I submit them, I think I get the 85, but I get the 80. You got the 85. Look at that. The toy gods are hearing me. Thank you. So the Leia Hoth, about 225 for that. Han Hoth, 80 plus, which is, you know, the more I talk through each figure out loud again, it reminds me of just not many of these Empire and Star Wars figures are easy to get those solid 85s on. Every figure has some unique issue you got to watch out for. Tusken, 85, solid. And that might be about 225 for that one. I'm still pissy because like the Japan one was like, that was the goal. Like I knew deep down inside that would be the 85. And I'm just kind of just bummed. Even get an 80 plus. Now I'm numb. 80 plus. And when you get an 80 plus on a Jedi figure like that, it's like $100 and that's it. Han Hoth. Whoa. I'm flabbergasted is the correct choice of words. I've tried to recollect of all the loose figures I've mailed in, which, as I said, some I thought would do really well. And some I knew would not. But I don't think I've received a 90 before. Wow. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna guess 400. And that's it. Like, as I said, financially, that saves the day for the order and all the grades that got lower, like the Luke Bassman S75, the Japan PO being 80. It's financially I'm fine. It's just emotionally I was just like, oh man, that Japan piece. I was already researching 85 on that piece. But this makes things better. And as I said, thankfully I'm selling all this. I'm not keeping it because if I got that from my loose collection, an 80 on that Studio PO, you would have a 10-minute video of me ranting. Cloud Car Pilot, 80, which I actually want to pause and examine this one and be like, where's the damage? Where is it? I didn't see any. Han small head. If it's especially the white legs that are painted black, very hard to get a good grade on. 80 plus molded legs. So a small head like that might be 200, 225. Oh, I love how these are labeled. 85 plus, very nice. Flesh face, curved brown eyes. That's what I look for in a woman. I just love that phrase. Okay. Oh, got another Han. Again, I don't remember what's in here. So there's no Power of the Force, that's all I know. But anytime I pull out an earlier 12-back figure, I'm just like, yeah. 80 molded legs. So small head, it's like 200, maybe a little bit less. Because the markets, as I said, more of these are coming out that are great. The population reports are getting higher. So there's a point where you have to get the stuff out faster. Especially if people trying to replace it with the new style case versus the old style case. 85. Again, flesh face, curved brown eyes. That's what my search hashtag is on for X Hamster. And also Hammerhead too. If there's any good porn of Hammerhead out there, let me know. 80 plus. It's like Hammerhead. You think you would do really well and easy to get an 85 on him. Nope. 80 plus. So that's about 120. 80 plus. Oh, wow. I got flesh face, straight black eyes. Oh. Well, I don't like you. I like the curved brown eyes better. Oop. This is an upside down variant. Very expensive. I got the 85, so that's about a 150. So far, everything is, as we said, on track. Except that's PO. I will lose sleep tonight. I'm not joking. Like, come on, it was so mint. I have a Takara Vader. Same thing. Fresh off the card. Speaking of Vader, just pulled a Vader at random. I didn't even know I was pulling Vader when I started bringing up that Vader. And it better get an 85. It's flawless. It had the limbs haven't even been moved. And I'm getting worried already. Okay, Vader. Popular. 85. Excellent. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm thinking it's about 200. Oh my god, it goes by so fast. It's like a lot of scratchy tickets. That's pretty much what it is. And the euphoria is there. I'm like, just keep digging. There's going to be more. It's never going to end. But it will. Bespin guards. I've done well with them. I've chosen well overall. And I usually get the 80 plus 85. 85. Not easy, but you got to be picky. You got to be picky when you get these figures. Okay, there's at least one more row. That's great. Another C3PO. Lovely. Oh, 85 plus. So, an 85 plus, let alone an 80 plus, but an 85 plus specifically for a 12-back early character might garner more value than an 85 plus or an 80 plus for, say, for a Jedi character. So, I don't know. I want to say 275 to 300. It is C3PO. You know, as you saw, all the ones I got previously, 80 plus, 185, but an 85 plus. That's good. I think we're down the last row. It's so sad. Oh, got my bag of baggies. Oh, God, that would not look good if a cop pulled me over. Let's just put it that way. We have, another Han. Large head. 80. So there you go. So that's about 150, which I'm fine with. And we're down to the last grouping. You can see them down there. We got a Fett, some Death Squad Commanders, a Bespin, and 2 Hans. 85. Excellent. Curved mustache. Just the way I like it. So that's about 150. Again, I haven't looked at any of the grades, even though those are jumping out at me. Troopers. Oh my god. So difficult. So even looking at this one right now, the two-tone colors there, it's not going to do well. 80. So 140, 150. Not bad. It's a long wait, but it was worth it. Much better color discrepancy. Much better. Let me pull the other one out. I'm not sure if you guys can see that on camera. So this one, I would hope to be an 80 plus, 85. 80 plus. So it's still the same range as I said. It is a 12 back. It is a trooper. 160. I'm not sure. Oh, there's 2 rows. There's 2 rows. I'm not counting these as I go. Death Squad Commander. 80 plus. About 140. You know, they still sell. People do recognize that the 80s are really fantastic figures now versus 80, I would say a number of years ago, you could find some issues. But 80 plus is now, yeah, much, much stronger. 80 plus. Oh, it's 2 rows. There's Luke Originals down there. I'm getting excited. Rebel. 85. Again, he gets wearing the backpack. His little hat bandana. It's not easy. So an 85 for him should be about 150. And here was the Han I pulled out. 80 plus. So, yeah. All of it adds up. 70. Oh my god, my back's killing me. $80. So as I said, it's not easy. The 85 was a nice surprise, to be honest. Oh, another one. 80 plus. So I got an 80, 80 plus, and an 85. I got all 3 tiers. We got one more Han. Ooh, the cursed 75 plus. I have to look it over later. It probably just had so much issues, little bits here and there, that just added up. There are times the neck cracks right on the front and the back. You have to watch for that. And when it cracks, it's bad. But you may not notice it because you get infatuated with how mint the figure is. But I've caught a few. If I put the figure away for a week or two and come back with a fresh look at it, that's where I usually catch the cracks in the neck. We have the Fett. I don't think I mailed in many Fets. This could be the only Fett. Whew. With Fets, it's a big deal. 85 is like 350. A little bit more maybe. A little bit less. With the population, there's more of them out there now. 80, 200. So you can see that. 80, 200, 80 plus, maybe 250, 85, 350. So, whew. 85. Excellent. Thank you very much. Which, of course, is, you know, thank you to them, but also to me for going through like 30 of them over the course of 6 months of purchases and collections, and that was the best one. So, also thank you to me for not being a complete psycho and mailing and everything. There was a guy I did meet at the flea market. I think I mentioned this store earlier. Story. Like the never-ending story. This guy met at the flea market. He's like, you buy Star Wars? I see you buying toys all the time. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I got Star Wars in. He's like all proud because he doesn't deal with this stuff and he's not used to it. He just knows it's valuable. And he sold me all the novelty books and paperwork and napkins from the first movie, which ended up being very valuable because they're all fresh and mint. And he gave me a really fair price. But he was like, I sent in all the carded figures, man, to AFA. And I was like, whoa, I mean, I wish you contact me, but hey, let me know when you get them back and let me know what you want for them. So he didn't know really about grading, so he got between 40s and 70s on the carded figures. I am still amazed to this day because people just at times don't know. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. So we have the finale. We got Ben Kenobis. Get those out of there. We have Lukes. We have 2 Lukes, 2 Ben Kenobis. Oh, it's so sad. There's only 10 left. If I just leave right now and never look at it, it lasts forever, right? Just keep that one scratchy ticket and never scratch it. And the possibilities are there. And you'll never know, but that's what keeps you happy. The potential. The potential that all of these could be 100 grades. Or they could be 10s. I don't know until I look at them. But in my mind, I want to believe. We'll start off with the Weequay, the strongest of the group. 85. So that's about 125, a little bit less. Weequay's, he's Weequay. I mean, you know, sex bomb. 85. And it's a flesh face, curved brown eyes, the way I like it. We have Rebel Troopers, especially with this one, the molded boot, and the paint being applied not to the boot but to his thighs. Much more difficult to get a stronger grade on. But I don't think the collectors are paying much money for those. And 80 plus, molded boots. Probably like 140 maybe. 80 plus, molded boots. So I'm still happy. As I said, most of this stuff I thought would just be 80s. Not an easy one to get a grade 85 on, too. 85 plus. Oh, my heart. I can't take it anymore. Don't know. I don't know what it would garner. I'm going to guess 200. Which, again, like, perfect. I'm happy. That Han was still just... It's still that crazy just to think that Han got that grade. Oop. They're falling. Little pyramid that I built. Okay, we got 5 left. I don't know what the grades are. If those Lukes are 85s, it would be awesome. But that's just... It doesn't happen, man. Even a 75 Luke gets money, but an 85... Oh, we'll save those for last. 80. So, you know, 140, 135. Ooh, so is it a good grade? 85. Excellent. So I'm guessing 85. People want the white beard because that was more of the original series in the gray versus like a Jedi. About 225. You could say the gray beard's a little more difficult, but not really difficult. Uncommon. But still, an 85. That's all I'm... Woohoo! It is what it is. Of course, when I get to the Lukes, I will not be screaming it is what it is. 85 plus. Okay, as I said earlier, I don't know what's going to happen with that figure. That could hit 300 because of that plus, but it's because it's a 12 back character. Gray hair, though. We'll find out in time. The Lukes. Oh, so I'm going to predict the Luke will be 80 and another 80. I've mailed in enough Lukes where I deep within my gut, I know it's flawless and mint and has really pink hands versus like the white hands. And the eyes are perfect, but there's going to be some like issue with the hair on top or wasn't fully painted, you know, and okay, here we go. Again, I do not know the grades. Haven't looked at it yet. Decent pink hands. Decent paint app to the belt. Hair looks good. And as I said, an 80. So that's probably going to be 225, which again, like, I have a difficult time when you start some of these figures between 80 plus and 85 and why got an 80. But if I get the microscope out, you know, it'll break down. I'm just not going to do that. And here's the final figure. The final battle. Let's make it a win. Let's get that 140. 80 plus, which is better than I was predicting. So that'll probably about 245. And that's great. That's fine. Overall, did much better than I thought, especially with the couple 85 pluses and that 90. Oh my god, I've never gotten a 90 before. Like, you always get excited for a 90, but there we are. Little building blocks. Just knock them over. And none of them came with the poles damaged, loose there. All the little poles that AFA secures the figure with, all intact. Never had a problem with that. Love it. Never had a problem with AFA delivering their products. Not to just start showcasing them, but I do like them. Is this the to Japan one? That's the Hong Kong one. But overall, it is probably around 130 now. And I gotta start getting these puppies up. So, thank you for watching. It was fun. I'm ecstatic that we had some good grades, as I said. I have to get the next batch ready. It's not as many, though. Maybe about 20 figures. But just get them out. Get them out. And get them back.